What's up, squash players? I have a review of something called the Padmate. Can you see this? I'll read it for you. It says Padmate S30 Bone Conduction Headphones born for sports. What are they talking about? So if you're here for the Padmate review, if you search for a Padmate review, please keep in mind that I'm a squash player, not a technology reviewer, and I'm reviewing these from the perspective of an athlete. Padmate sent me these to review. Thank you, Padmate. I appreciate it. They sent me these to review, and I have been testing them out for a few weeks now, actually, and I have some feedback, and my comparison point is going to be the prior headphones, earbuds that I had. These are a fairly inexpensive pair from Tautronics, and these are the kind that go in your ear like that. And so the bone conduction headphones, by contrast, they don't go in your ear at all. They sit outside your ear and they transmit music and sound through your face bones. And I'm going to tell you why this is a good thing and why I was excited about the prospect of these headphones, and what I think about whether they lived up to that. So the nice thing about these is that they don't block your ear canal. That means that you can hear the outside world as you're wearing these, which is good for me in a couple different situations. One is biking places. I like to bike to the squash courts sometimes, and if you use these kind of headphones, these in-ear type ones, they block out the sounds of things that are dangerous, like cars and things approaching you. Whereas the Padmates, they leave your ear canal open. So it was very, very nice using on my bike. Going to the courts, I felt a lot safer than I would with the other kind of earphones, which I wouldn't actually wear, or if I ever did, if it were a safe area, I might put one in, but not both. With the Padmate, I could be listening to tunes without blocking my ears. Now, there is a limit to this. If there's a lot of noise coming from outside, then it's going to kind of interfere with the sound, the music coming from these headphones. And I'm going to describe this and what it feels like to have bone conduction earphones in a sec. If there's a lot of noise from the outside, it's going to drown out your music. And if you have your music blasting too loud, like, of course there's a point at which you can't really hear the outside world anymore. But I'm just saying that these provide a better balance. Now, as a squash player, that's also handy for me on court. I do not like the feeling of wearing earbuds on court, and like people walking by, if there are people walking by, I'm always like distracted, you know, like who's that, just like, is someone talking to me, you know, there's that kind of like, I don't like to just be in that music cocoon in a situation where I'm in a place where there are other people. So these are great. I would use these to just hit on court and listen to some music. I also use them to listen to some ghosting apps. So it would tell me like, okay, go to this corner, go to that corner, this corner, and I could wear them and still, first of all, they stay on really well. They're meant for sports, so they stay on your ears. Well, they stay on your ears, excuse me. They stay on your ears even if you're running around the court. And unlike you know, these other ones that can kind of, well, these do stay in your ears, this kind of one, especially with the little that has this little nub on it. They stay in your ears pretty well, but they're not as secure as the Padmates. In addition, they're easy to store, and by that I mean both in use and not in use. So when you have a thing like this with a little case, you got to take them out of your ears. They're small, you got to put them inside their little resting place. You got to keep the case with you sometimes. They are just like this kind of setup is perfectly fine if you're like on an airplane or something. You put them in and then you take them out when you want to. But if you're moving around, if you're biking or whatever, and like for example, let's just say I didn't want these on my head anymore. All I got to do is this. They stay around your neck like really nicely, and they can remain there kind of all day. I've done that before. I went on a trip recently. I brought them with me on the plane, and when I wasn't using them, I just kept them around my neck, so I didn't have to like put them in a case and then put them in my pocket and fumble around. They just like stay nearby. And so that's the case whether you're traveling or whether you're on a squash court or wherever you are. They're like, it's like a handy form factor. And then another thing is like, this is more likely to get lost in your bag, your squash bag, your gear bag, and have the potential for something falling out, although I can't honestly say that's really happened. But anyway, this is like a one-piece situation, and it's a lot more durable, really. So I can just throw this in my squash bag and not worry about it. So about the audio quality. I have never tried bone conduction headphones before. I am now going to tell you a couple things, including play some music while we're on this video. Just follow along with me. So the sound is pretty good. It's a little weird, I gotta be honest. The first time you play music through the bones of your face, it's a little strange, especially if there's a lot of bass in the tune. That's a strange feeling. So sometimes you got to maybe turn it down a little bit, let's just say, if it feels uncomfortable in the sensation. You do get used to it over time, but you know, it takes some getting used to. Let's play. Here's a song. This is the song. This is a Green Day song called "When I Come Around." Oh, whoops. So I'm going to, okay, actually, quick detour. One of the great things about these headphones, there's a button here. It's right behind the ear, and I can just press that. These things will come on, and they are very good, a lot better than these Tautronics ones at reconnecting to my phone. It's, of course, not doing it right now, is it? Did I turn it on? Yeah. So it did turn on actually, and it did connect. So these other ones, I feel like I was always repairing them all the time. It was super annoying. Actually, every time I would use these, I would have to repair them. Whereas this, the phone remembers it. I don't know if that's the, I don't know what the deal is with that, but I just found that these were really convenient. Like I said, that situation where I have them on my neck, maybe I turn it off to save batteries. As soon as I powered it back on, it would repair with my phone, and I was off to the races. The battery life was good. These, I'm not using them continuously for hours on end, but they were, they had several days worth of battery life if I just used them occasionally, and I wouldn't really have to charge them, but I think it was like every 5 days or something when I was using them more regularly. They charge with in a little port down here with a USB-C, so that's pretty common and easy to do. It's not a special charging cable. All right, I'm now playing a Green Day song, and the bass is like, it rattles it rattles the ears a little bit. It's kind of a funny sensation. I don't know if you can hear that. The sound does come out. I can hear it. So it comes out more, the sound comes out into the outer environment more than with these, which keeps it insulated inside your head. So that's something to consider. It made me keep the volume down a little bit. Like if I was on an airplane, I didn't really want to have, everyone in the cabin be like, oh, what's you listening to? So I would turn it down a little bit. Or that's a situation maybe where these in-ear ones are better. But on a squash court or whatever, it doesn't, or biking, it didn't really matter if there was some ambient noise coming out of my headphones. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. So there's some controls on this thing. I think they're pretty simple. It's like, okay, it's power on, power off. A single click is a pause to play. You can answer your phone with a single click. And you can double 3 clicks to move to the next song, 4 clicks to move to the previous song. So you can't control the volume with that button, but it does, you know, a fair amount for you right out of the box. And you can always control the volume as it's playing. Let me, if I restart this, you know, you can use the volume up down controls on your phone to control it. The audio quality is not immersive at all. It's really, it's more like unlike these where it's in your ear, and this is just a better quality sound. These are fairly inexpensive, but this was still a better quality sound than the Padmate. But I think the way that I liken it to, it's like the difference between having headphones on, which is like these buds, and whereas the Padmate is more like being in a room where there's a speaker and you're hearing the music along with everything else. And so it was just a good compromise for what it is, really, you know, in terms of all the other factors that are going into this device. But basically, if you're like a real audiophile and a real nut for that sort of thing, you know, this isn't what you would want. This is for people who are, you know, it's like meant for athletes, born for sports. So, you know, you're not going to use this if you want to listen to your operas in high definition quality or whatever. What else can I say? Other things that are strange about the audio is it's sounding normal, let's say, but sometimes if I smiled, it would affect the sound because it changes the orientation of the things. And you can't chew gum because when you're moving your, you know, jaws and stuff, it's like fiddling with, it feels like you're underwater. It's fiddling with the sound. At least I found that when I had gum and I was like, is something wrong with the machine? No, it's actually just the kind of jostling of your jaws affects the music. It's kind of weird, but it's a factor. That's all I really want to say about the Padmate S30. Oh, one more thing. Hang on a sec. What's in the box? Besides the Padmate, a USB-C cable to charge it, and they also give you a pair of what do you call these things? Earplugs. And I don't know why. I don't know if that's just to like prove that they're bone conducting. I'm not sure why they include earplugs, but you could put these in your ears and still hear. I guess that's the message, is that it goes through your bones. So that's my main rundown of these. As a squash player, I think these are a really cool option for just to be able to throw in your squash bag and kind of use in any sort of athletic environment, squash included, or running, or biking, or whatever. So these are something that these solve a lot of problems that I have with the earbud style of headphones, and so they will. They've been sent to me to review, and I appreciate it. But I'm going to keep these in my arsenal because they are they fit a particular use case really well. These babies are $60 at padmate-tech.com. I'll put a link below this video. They're $60. They're in the market for bone conduction headphones, which I researched for a very long minute and a half or so. I think that, you know, the prices of like the better ones can be approaching $200. So this is definitely in the sort of budget range. I think, you know, and Padmate has other products as well. This is their entry into the bone conduction earphone market. So check them out. The Padmate S30. Thanks for watching. Consider some bone conducting earphones, and I'll see you later. Bye.